No. What did I do there? What's up, fight fans? We are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I'm always your host, Edwin. And where do all fights start?
Round one.
Round one. Let's get this popping. How y'all doing out there? Yo, let's talk about this. Man, I gotta admit, this situation here with Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios, I want to talk about it. I think that it's getting its fair share of people talking about it, but at the same time, like I want to hear what you guys got to say about this. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, where you're watching from. Uh, Hold on a second here. Let me just get completely set up. And we're gonna break down this Mario Barrio, Manny Pacquiao situation, and we're gonna look up both fighters' records and see some of their accomplishments, what they have and have not done. And we're gonna go over this. And realistically, do you believe that Manny Pacquiao can pull this off? At his young age of 47. All right, here we go. Good morning, everybody out there. If you're tuning in, don't forget to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell icon for your notification. It'll alert you when I go live. And hopefully, if you're at work, just tune me in the background. And I'm going to be breaking down a lot of facts here at Round One Sports Talk. Okay. Now, Manny Pacquiao has a professional boxing record of 62-39. He's lost 8 times and he's been knocked out 3 times out of the 8. Manny Pacquiao has a 62% knockout ratio and he has an astounding, and I repeat, an astounding 498 rounds boxing experience. Okay? What's up, guys? How you doing? Thank you for joining in. Matter of fact, let me throw your messages up just in case I get into the flow of things. And I don't see them. I want you guys for your message to be read. Who was the greatest Puerto Rican fighter? If you could punch anyone in the face, who would it be? uh, the greatest Puerto Rican fighter, that could be up to for debate. I think it would fall under probably your the era you were born in, or the one that you saw the most. My greatest Puerto Rican fighter, he might not be the most accomplished Puerto Rican fighter, but he obviously was like Felix Trinidad. Felix Trinidad. Hector Camacho was gonna be probably my number one choice, but when I think back, I remember more Felix. I was more aware of boxing when Felix's era. Felix Trinidad is probably my greatest Puerto Rican fighter, in my opinion. What Wilfredo Bonitez and Wilfredo Gomez did, men like that, and Miguel Cotto is a 4 division world champion. Um, that's for the records and stuff. But I guess you could choose whichever one you would like. And if I had to punch somebody in the face one time, uh, I don't really dislike anybody like that. Uh, uh, I'll get to back to you on that. There has to be somebody. Ah, stop it. How do you move? Okay. All right. Macho Camacho has to be probably one of the best fighters, Puerto Rican fighters I've ever witnessed in terms of speed, style, power. Hector Camacho was probably the most dangerous Puerto Rican fighter. He could have been the most dangerous Puerto Rican fighter of all times had he took his training a little bit more serious. Hector Camacho was reported to be training 3 weeks out from the fight, and he was pulling off that kind of shit. And he was winning world titles and moving up weight divisions. Fun fact, if you didn't know this, Hector Camacho is actually a 7 division world champion, but he only has 3 major belts in 3 weight divisions, and the other 4 belts, the minor belts, he has in other weight divisions. But just like they're counting Manny Pacquiao's 8 division world championship run, it's in the same thing as Hector Camacho. And if you're granting Manny Pacquiao 8 divisions, well, then you need to give Hector Camacho 7, because Hector Camacho has a belt in 7 weight divisions. They just the other 4 are not major world titles. He has like an interim, a gold, same shit Manny Pacquiao got, but they're acknowledging him for an 8 division, but they're not acknowledging Hector Camacho. And see, that's where I think the little like bullshit lies and shit. You know what I mean? So, when we break down Manny Pacquiao's legendary career, right, and we think about what's at stake and the opportunity that Manny Pacquiao, I mean, he really can win one for the old guys, can't he? In this one right here, right? And Manny Pacquiao is 46 years old. He's 5'5", and he has a 67-inch arm reach. He's 5'5.5". They got to throw that half in there, right? Let's give him 5'6", right? So, look, throughout Manny Pacquiao's legendary career, Manny Pacquiao has won, allegedly, which what they're putting out, he has won 8 belts in 8 separate weight divisions. I've already made videos on this. I broke it down. I can't say it enough. It is what it is. He is not an 8 division world champion. He is a 6 division world champion, Manny Pacquiao. And although they gave him credit for 2 more weight divisions, and they don't, in boxing world, they don't view that as, oh, we're not doing any harm because Manny Pacquiao's star status outside of the ring was bigger than boxing. In order to match his star status outside of the ring, they came up with this story that he was an 8 division world champion. Now, I've put up a chart. I'm honest, just like they're going to be in the Hall of Fame. None of his awards, none of his achievements were out of my chart. Everything he's ever accomplished, every belt he's ever won, I put it up in my chart. And I showed you guys. I showed you guys. Bam, bam, bam. As a matter of fact, hold up. Can I bring the chart up now? Where would I get it from? I think I got a picture. Hold up. I could probably bring it up if I could, if I tried. I don't want to slow everything down, but I could. But I got videos on it. So I put up his chart and we broke it down. We broke it all down. And at the end, it only landed on 6, right? Which is a remarkable feat, because with being a 6 division world champion, I only think there's 2 men in history that only got 6 divisions. That's Manny Pacquiao and Oscar De La Hoya are the only 2 men in history to get 6 divisions. So you're in a room with just one guy, Manny Pacquiao. So they had to make it like give him credit for 2 more divisions. So that way he be in a room by himself. And to also beat the great Floyd Mayweather in some kind of award, because he wasn't beating him undefeated and he wasn't beating him like in dominance. So the only way they can get him next to Floyd, seeing the fact that Floyd beat him, 8 division world champion. That's what they said. I would love to go along with this narrative of the story, but I can't. I vowed an oath here at Round One Sports Talk to always keep it unbiased. And if the truth is the truth, no matter if it hurts me, because I love Manny Pacquiao, I gotta tell the truth. That's the only way I can go. Throughout Manny Pacquiao's historical, legendary career, right? Uh, he's fought he's fought the who's. Manny Pacquiao really has a resume. Um, just having Floyd on your resume by itself is a big one, but he doesn't stop there. Let's go further down where the names start to get a little like Miguel Cotto's here, Antonio Margarito, Shane Mosley, Juan Mark. Man, listen, Tim Bradley. God damn, his record is crazy, man. His record, Floyd Mayweather. He fought a lot of guys repeatedly. Yes, he was a repeated fighter, Manny Pacquiao. He kind of made good money on a fight, and he kind of fought that guy sometimes, in some people's eyes, one too many times. He fought Tim Bradley, what, one, two, three times, you know? Juan Marquez, he fought it one, two, and I know when I go further down, there's going to be a one more or something. He fought a lot of guys because I'm still going down Jeff Horn, okay? Man, Manny Pacquiao's got a fucking resume. This is an impressive resume. This is impressive. It just might be better than Saul Canelo Alvarez if we were going man for man. You know what I mean? Saul's got a lot of good fights, but he's got that one-time Keith Thurman, man. Broner, man. Come on, man. Lucas Martin, Jeff Horn, Jesse Vargas, Tim Bradley Jr., Floyd Mayweather, Chris. Oh my goodness, man. This record is he's got an amazing record. Well, let's just talk about some of the losses. That was a controversy loss to Jeff Horn. I felt that Manny Pacquiao won that fight. The fight with Tim Bradley, when he got knocked out in the 6th round to Juan, that was just a brutal knockout. It was a definitive win or loss, for Manny Pacquiao, and a win for Juan there. But Manny Pacquiao is a legend in the game. Here's the problem. He's coming off 5 years of inactivity. And fighters, when we think back that were of age that came back and won world titles, you can't be blind by the circumstances. You got to look everything up and see what was going on. When Bernard Hopkins did it, Bernard Hopkins was a very active fighter in his own right. He might have had a little bit of time off here and there, but Bernard stays in the gym. You better believe that. And he was able to do it. Sugar Ray Leonard came back after 5 years, and he fought the Marvelous One. And so it's not out of the realm of possibility that Manny Pacquiao can actually pull this off. The problem that I'm seeing is the way he looked in that exhibition fight versus that kickboxer is telling me that he really wasn't in the gym, so to speak, like that, Manny Pacquiao. So I was like on what's up, legend? How you doing? Hell no. Hell no. No, he can't beat Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson, with that Jake Paul fight, don't believe it. The world saw that Mike Tyson was holding back. Still in his ripe age. Mike Tyson connects on the side of that dude's temple. That dude is going night night. You talking about Iron Mike Tyson? This guy can punch. Yeah, he could punch a little. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if he hit Mike shit at his age, it might little sting him. I'm not sure if it'll drop him. And but shit, Mike knows how to throw a punch. It's like riding a bike for that man. He can knock somebody out in his sleep. Mike Tyson. You fuck around and try to shake Mike Tyson, knock you out. Right there. That's Mike, bro. you know, but there's a lot of what ifs in boxing sometimes and in our conversations and shit, and we flip flop and we start to like, what if? But I'm gonna tell you right now, wasn't too many people on the planet beating a 19-year-old, 20-year-old Mike Tyson. I tell you that much right now. With Cust still alive, give me that version of Mike any day. So back to Manny Pacquiao. So when we think about men that were able to pull this off, it's not out of the realm of possibility. But Mario Barrio is not getting respect here. Unfortunately, Mario Barrio is not getting respect. Okay, Mario Barrio beat the shit out of Ugas, and he did it in a way where that Manny Pacquiao didn't do that. You guys are underestimating how strong Mario Barrio really is. And Mario Barrio has an impressive record of 29 fights, 18 big ways by knockout. He lost 2 fights, and he got knocked out. He got stopped once. He got stopped by Tank Davis, and he lost to one-time Keith Thurman. Those are the 2 people Mario Barrio lost to. Now, Manny Pacquiao beat one-time Keith Thurman, right? He didn't knock him out, but he loses to Ugas, right? Then Mario Barrio destroyed Ugas. So and people are looking like at when they talk about the 147-pound weight division, right? They're talking like Mario Barrio is sweet. Like he's the one that he's just gonna walk in, let me get your belt, it's a done deal. Like some people are talking like all Manny Pacquiao has to do is step in the ring. He won the belt. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Mario Barrio has 198 rounds boxing experience. Nothing like Manny Pacquiao's 400 plus, right? He's 30 years old. He's 6 feet tall. He has a 71-inch arm reach. I repeat, he's 6 feet tall. Compared to Manny Pacquiao's 5'5.5". He's 6 feet tall. He has a 71-inch arm reach to Manny Pacquiao's 67, right? Mario Barrio has a decent jab. He has a decent jab. He was winning with the jab against Tank Davis until Tank Davis ends up stopping him. At one point in that fight, Mario Barrios against Tank Davis, he was up on the scorecards. I don't think people are giving Mario Barrio credit. They think like he's the weakest one for. I'm not sure about that. I'm not even sure that I can count him out against the great Jerron Boots Ennis or Brian Norman Jr. for that matter. Shit, Brian Norman Jr. is not a mobile fighter. He's a flat-footed fighter. Mario Barrio can move. And I watched this young man grow up in boxing. He's looking pretty strong right now. I dare say it. I think Mario Barrio is going to stop Manny Pacquiao. It might be from a volume of punches to the face, but ultimately, I think it's going to be a body shot. I don't think Manny Pacquiao's body is once what it once was. I think that Manny Pacquiao is going to look good for the first 4 rounds. and I'm standing on this. I think he's going to show flares of Manny Pacquiao. If he can catch up to Mario Barrio, that I don't know. I don't know what a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao looks like. And coming off that exhibition doesn't really give me a lot of motivation with all these videos that are being dropped by, Manny Pacquiao. He doesn't look as fast or as sharp. And although he's trying to show in his ripe age of 46 that his knees are still with him, he still has a little bounce in his step. But at that age, when your engine starts to turn up and you're running on high, you lose power quickly. He's going to learn inside of that ring, no matter that his heart and his will, his boxing mentality is still there for Manny Pacquiao. But Father Time is undefeated. He is undefeated. And Manny Pacquiao is going to notice he can't switch gears like he once did. That big burst, he might be able to have a burst here and there, but that turbo is going to run out. It's going to be like that video game that you're pressing the turbo and the shit in the corner is telling you that shit's empty. And you're like, come on, turbo. It's not going to kick in. And I think that's what we're going to witness. Reality is much different than just a boxing name. Sometimes we as viewers and boxing fans, we get mesmerized by the fighter they once was. And I understand, I get it. You could have supported Manny Pacquiao for years, just like I had Mike Tyson in that Jake Paul fight. And I get it. I get it. Sometimes we don't know where these fighters are at in the situations in their life. It's no secret Manny Pacquiao needs a big bag. Manny Pacquiao, it was never money savvy. He gave away millions upon millions of dollars to charities, fixing a lot of places in the Philippines. He would stand in line with like Filipino $100 bills and have people line up and he's just handing them out. And in the video, I couldn't help but notice I saw the same lady 4 times. She just switched her outfit. Manny's just handing them out, handing them out. He was not really good with his finances. And I guess he thought that the love of the country would always support him. He was like, I'm a man that doesn't need anything until he woke up and taxes were due. And they was like, nah, you need to pay this shit where you need to sell some of that shit. And he goes, I'm Manny Pacquiao. I gave out millions to, okay, thank you, but you need to pay. And him trying to be a politician when he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer when it comes to politics. Manny, there we go again, putting a basketball player or a football player because they scored some touchdowns to run the country. No, let the politicians deal with that, you know. And I think Manny Pacquiao put himself, and he realizes he helped a lot of people, but what about his family now? And sometimes the world can be a harsh reminder of, you may do a lot of good things in charity and stuff, but you need to take care of number one. You always need to take care of number one. Don't you forget that. And I think that some of these athletes learn that late in their career and they're forced to do things like this. But there's a flip side to this coin. And miracles have been known to happen. Miracles have been known to happen. Listen, listen.
A few moments later.
Mario Barrios knocked out on the ground. Yo, imagine that, bro. It it will really catapult Manny Pacquiao in conversations because that would be an achievement that they're gonna have to acknowledge. He won't be the oldest man to win a world title. Maybe at what weight division did Bernard Hopkins do it? I don't think he's gonna be the oldest. man, but that's going to add to his legacy, which I'm going to stand on this. I'm going to stand on this. Manny Pacquiao pulls this shit off right here. He's going to call out Floyd Mayweather out of retirement. He's going to call Floyd Mayweather out of retirement, I think. What's up, Jay? Yeah. Mayweather lost multiple times, but have the judges. There's a lot of fighters that you could say you could say that about a lot of fighters. In some fights, you could say that about Manny Pacquiao. You could say it about Floyd. Anybody. Whenever a fighter escapes from a narrow margin, then the judges were on their side. Yeah. They never take into the account who the champion was coming into the fight. They never say, hey, in that Floyd Mayweather fight that was close, but Floyd had the judges in his pockets, so to speak. Okay, who is the champion going into the fight? Oh, Floyd Mayweather was. So when Floyd Mayweather beat him in a close decision, and they give what we consider the champion's nod, meaning you might have felt like you beat him, but you just didn't do enough to beat the champion. And if it's close, it's going to favor the champion. What good is it to be world champion if you don't get a little bit of benefits? Just ask Teofimo Lopez when he fought Jermaine Ortiz. Just ask Devin Haney when he fought Vasily Lomachenko. If you don't definitively beat the champion, it's going to go to the champion. And in those lights, then they start saying Floyd had the judges in his pocket. But did you ever ask yourself if it was close, they were going to give it to the champion? I think that's what happened. A lot of people talk about judges being bought or referees being bought. Every time these judges do these fucking iffy victories and wins, yo, they go back down. They don't get invited back to the next big dance. They're under investigation. Their names as judges is trash being thrown around. The referees are being scrutinized. The next big world title fight, you'll notice that referee is no longer in the ring. So these guys are willing to throw away their career for what? For one guy paying them money to say, throw the fight for who? For Las Vegas can score? Who's paying these guys, these judges? Is it just like Floyd Mayweather himself? Like, okay, here's an envelope of money. I want you to help me in my fight. So is Floyd helping all the gambling sites? Because Floyd doesn't get a cut from that. Las Vegas don't give Floyd Mayweather any money for paying your mysterious judges. I mean, cheating is cheating, right? You can buy one judge or some shit and try to get one guy on your side. Hopefully the other judges, just one more sees it your way. Bing, got the win, right? That happens all the time. That's called cheating. And can in these big fights, can that be possible? When you get higher up into like the pay-per-view fights and you get into like the millions of dollars fights, I'm not sure you can do it there. The reason why is I'm already getting paid X amount of 10 to 20 million dollars. What are you giving me to throw the fight? You giving me another 20 million? And who do you got that's gambling with you that you're going to make your money back? Why are you giving me $20 million to throw the fight? You understand? And then if you give me 20 million, what are you winning? You just giving me $20 million to lay down? That's what you're doing? Like, what are you giving me on top of it? You know? Not unless the negotiated price of 20 million was your payout. you know? Yeah, you need to throw that fight. And cheating, yeah, that shit happens, right? But when you get up there and you don't have that kind of tie or close to the fighter, and you got to think about this logically. You know, AJ was getting, and Tyson Fury and Usyk was getting that Saudi money, and you couldn't tell me that wasn't just a straight up fight. Like, I don't think anybody was bought. You don't got to. Just let the fight kick off naturally. You're better off that way than trying to orchestrate something because it comes out fake. That's why I don't really believe in it, because that's why the Saudi princes, all his guys be losing. If he was, and he's the highest paid, they're like, oh, he cheated for this dude, he paid for that. That he doesn't have to do that. You're in actuality, the best way to get the best result, let nature take its course. That's it. That's it. Yeah. You know, we seen cheating in sports, guys. Remember that baseball team? What was it? The Astros or whatever? Houston Astros. They were banging on the trash can with the bats. They were using signals. Boom, boom for the pitching. If he was gonna pitch a fastball, a slider, and then it was revealed. And they exposed, I think they took their rings away and everything. Like, guys in the locker room were talking about this. So if a team has to go so far to cheat, then it can't be scripted. Because if you guys were going against the script and winning games in World Series, then when the people right in the script intervene, right? So if you have to cheat in a sport, that means that you're trying to alter whoever's trying to beat you. So if it was scripted, I don't think you could do that, because you're being paid to follow the script. Now, wouldn't you? So why would they be necessary for cheating? Necessity for it. If you would have to follow a script, which when people cheat, it reveals to you that they need to cheat in order to win. If that entire team didn't follow the script, they'd all be fired. If in the WWE, the guy that was supposed to win the belt, the other guy legitimately hits him with a right hook, knocks him out, lifts up his leg, and pins, you think that they're going to go along with that? That wasn't in the script. You don't write the script, they do. That's why I know when I see cheating in sports that this myth about shit being scripted in sports, that's impossible to do. Impossible. You can't do that. You can't convince me that Aaron Rodgers and everybody else, Patrick Mahomes, agreed to get wiped down by Tom Brady. Yep. Oh, it's in the script. Yeah, I'm going to look like a dick tonight, honey. Yep. Tom Brady's going to whoop my ass. It's already written. If you believe that, these guys, Dan Marino would have did an autobiography by now, telling all the years he stood in the shadow of Joe Montana. That kind of pride, that kind of hurt. You think they told the great GOAT, Tom Brady, you're gonna have an 18-0 undefeated record and lose in the playoff to Eli Manning. You think Tom Brady was cool with that? Nah. But cheating does happen. Script shit? Nah. It's too much. The fucking water boy would have to be in on it. Every assistant coach, head coach, you mean to tell me that they get a book at the beginning of the year and they, like a soap opera, this is going to happen? So they know every injury, every ACL tear. What happens when you're quarterback and you were scripted to win the Super Bowl and you get knocked out? What then? What happens when all the people, I guess, in your perfect story, you know what I mean? That gets crazy. That's you start to go down that path of conspiracy theory, and that's just not the. Just don't watch sports. And if and that most of you ever notice that the most people that say that sports is like rigged are people that lost money gambling. Yeah, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. But as far as these fights go, um, Manny Pacquiao, man, uh, I have a lot of love for him. I have a lot of memories with Manny Pacquiao. He's just been in too many fights. He's gave me too many wows, too many moments. I've cheered for Manny Pacquiao way too many times. Boy, did I wanted him to fucking kick Ricky Hatton's ass, bro. I gotta admit it. That dude was talking shit, and for Manny Pacquiao to fucking dust him off like that, man, bro, I remember that day. I remember, man, listen, that Jeff Horn fight, man, Manny beat him, bro. He beat Jeff Horn that day too, as well. But Ricky Hatton there, man, when he laid him out like that, he stepped to the side, went boom, and then just the life came out of him. And his jaw, remember his jaw was like, he was like that on the ground, bro. Yo, I was crying. I jumped up. I was like, yeah, Manny. Yo, I was pointing at the screen. I was like, you got knocked the fuck out. Yo. And Manny has just given me too much. I've been with Manny throughout the good and the bad. Even when I saw him get knocked out, Juan and so what? I was just like, fuck it. It happens. It's in the sport. There's a possibility you walk into something, and he did. But I've been with Manny Pacquiao too long to want to watch Mario Barrio bludgeon him. I really, really am hoping in my hearts of hearts that Manny Pacquiao keeps it at least competitive, if not pull off one of the greatest wins in his career. Funny, you would be attaching Mario Barrios' names to one of Manny Pacquiao's greatest wins when Mario Barrio is not that decorated as a world champion. But it, in fact, is going to be one of his biggest wins and biggest challenges, due in part to his age and the age gap between them and the task at hand. So when you look at it that way, Mario Barrio is probably in this moment in time in Manny Pacquiao's legendary career. This is one of his biggest obstacles right now to try to develop a game plan to actually win this fight. And if he was to make it to the 12th round, depending on how Manny Pacquiao looks and how he fares, uh, you know, uh, I'm not sure, man. I'm really not sure. I'm real nervous about this fight, and that's why I'm talking about it. In some weird way, I wish I could kind of talk Manny Pacquiao out of it. I think that he should have challenged himself a little bit before hopping right in with a world champion. And the WBC, you guys are something else, man. I get it. I get it. On one side, you can say how much has the Manny Pacquiao done for the sport of boxing. Doesn't he deserve this? On one hand, I could see where fans are like, wait a minute, this is fucking Manny Pacquiao we're talking about here. If he wants to come in, that most people think this guy walks on water in some circles. So whatever Manny says, go do it. If he says he wants to fight for the WBC World Championship after 5 years, well, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to get a world title fight, Manny Pacquiao. And I get it. I get it. I get that, you know, the organizations are quick, but are the organizations quick to make a buck off of Manny Pacquiao's blood? The WBC won't be lying in bed afterwards, recuperating with ice packs on them. Manny Pacquiao having a concussion and his head is throbbing at 46 years old. The only thing the WBC cares is about lining their pocket. And how much money can this fight generate with Manny's name? So although you might think that the WBC is doing an honorable thing, think about why they're doing it. George Floyd, how long have you been? Come on, man. You know, uh, this fight is going to generate a lot of money. And regardless of what I feel, you feel about this fight, uh, I'm definitely going to tune in for the fight because one, I'm going to tune in for the fight because um, I'm going to cover the fight. I'm going to report and break down the before and after the fight. Yes, okay. As a fan, I would tune in just because it was Manny Pacquiao. Okay, I would tune in just because of that. Uh, and competitively is where I stand. This is not for me a really competitive match when it comes to age, time away, inactivity, and Mario Barrio being an active world champion. So look, I repeat, I don't think a lot of people are giving Mario Barrio respect. I don't think they're giving him credit. And like I said, and some people are talking like if Manny Pacquiao just shows up to the fight, up he won, and I don't think so. So I really believe that Manny Pacquiao. Um, Look, like I said, could this be done? Could he pull this off? If Sugar Ray Leonard came back after 5 years to fight the Marvelous One, and win that fight, Manny Pacquiao might be able to pull this off. It's just that no two humans are alike. We don't age the same. We don't know. I know people my age that look bad, like really bad. Shit, I know people 35, 36, 37 years old that can't move with me. I know I there's just people. I've been around a lot of people in my life, and I got to admit I'm fortunate. God gave me a good model. This is like the T 2000 21,000 model and shit, and they stopped making it or something. I don't know, but I feel young every day, and but there's not a lot of people like that. I knew kids and growing up when I was, but as young as I feel and I feel that I look now, that it didn't always work for me. Looking young didn't always work for me. No, it did not. When I was 17 years old, I had to tell the girls I was 17 because I looked like I was 12. I didn't grow facial hair on my face until I was 21 years old, where I had saw a peach fuzz. I went crazy and lined it up and was like, don't, don't, don't shave too far down. Like, you know what I mean? Like it took a long time for me to fucking develop. And here I am sitting next to my best friend in school. He's all of 13 years old. He looks like he's 25, 6'3" at 13. And he aged faster. And you got like that one kid in your class that's 15. He got a full-fledged beard and shit. And you're like, he's got like all pimples. He's like going through puberty way faster than all of you. There's always those guys. We don't age the same. So Sugar Ray Leonard apparently was really athletic. He was able to do some shit like that. Not all 46-year-old men are the same. And can Manny Pacquiao still coming forward with that 1-2? Could it be quick enough? Little bit of snack here and there. Eat some snack. Go talk to Ryan for a little bit. Hang out with Ryan. Then pull up to the fight. Right? WBC ain't testing nobody. Not in this fight. They're gonna be like, Manny, you ready for drug testing? The Manny's like, I'm here. It was last week. Don't worry about it. We don't got the equipment here. Go ahead. Fights that way. Nah, and those are all jokes. Those are all jokes. I don't know none of that to be true. To start saying something about Manny and shit, but because people will say that because he's old. How the fuck did you just get faster, stronger as you got older? Type shit. You know, but I don't see Manny Pacquiao if he was successful to defend this world title, to go on like a campaign of defending it. No, I just see two options here. He's got to get past the first one. He's got to get past the first one. He's got to beat Mario Barrio. That's the first task at hand. You can beat Mario Barrio, my man. Mario Barrio is an orthodox fighter, right? And with the reach and the height, 6 feet tall, 71-inch arm reach, right? Right? You would think. I mean, I guess my question is, will Manny Pacquiao's southpaw style affect Mario Barrio? I mean, Tank Davis, was able to catch him like that, right? But he was able to nullify a lot of Tank Davis's early part of the fight with his jab. Now, Manny Pacquiao being a lefty, but the height is 5'5.5", right? Um, I'm not sure if he can get over Mario Barrios' jab. So I think that his jab is primarily going to go downstairs to the body, Manny's. I think Mario Barrio is going to try to greet him with his shot coming in. Mario Barrio is going to want to stay on the outside, be long with it. The only real good chance I think that Manny Pacquiao has is two things. Whether or not his burst can be there, that I got to see. If it's not there, then he's going to have to improvise here. But on the inside is where Manny Pacquiao is going to be the most dangerous. So Mario Barrio is going to have to get close to him. And I believe in order for Manny to have good success and hit him with big shots. So that way he can either sit on his shot or, really get a little bit of leverage or torque into it. Right? But if Mario Barrios can keep Manny Pacquiao at bay with that jab and the 1-2, make sure he's even when what Manny Pacquiao is going to do is, how he ducks like that and he shuffles his feet. He's going to try to give him like that movement, Manny Pacquiao, and to try to like pressure Mario Barrio to stay still or go against the rope. Mario Barrio, don't fall for that. Just think in your head, he's just going like this. Just stay calm. As soon as he gets within range, snap. Depending how close he is, I wouldn't suggest to slide back, standing up, going straight back, and then that's where the burst of the punch, the Manny Pacquiao punch. That's where Manny Pacquiao has made a lot of the legend of Manny Pacquiao off that burst like that. So first, I would test that burst thing, that burst theory. I would test it. I would stay fundamentally sound, and I would go backwards straight on purpose. On purpose. And the reason why I would do this, I would also extend my jab hand like this while I was going back, keeping this one up. So when he did do the burst, my first line of defense would be to be punching him, pushing him back, depending on what I see in the moment, whether I fire off or I stay fundamentally sound or I duck underneath him and I grab him. It depends on how he responds, Manny Pacquiao. And I'm going to test that theory. And I might test it once or twice because Manny's a smart fighter. He understands that I'm testing him. He's got way more fighting experience. So I might be thinking that I'm baiting him and he's baiting me over my fucking bait. That's what kind of fighter I'm dealing with. I know who the hell Manny Pacquiao is. And that's why I doubled down on. I might test that theory again. because I understand who he is. You know, you got to do subtle things sometimes when you're fight smart fighters like that, right? You got to be spontaneous and sometimes just switch it up and shift. Subtle movements to the left or right. Try to create an angle and then go upstairs and then step around the guard, bow down to the body. If he bends his knees and he's aware of that and he blocks it, pop, boom. So I know he's a bit more fundamentally sound now, right? Okay. And Manny Pac is standing in front of me. So I don't want to just be robotic. I don't want to just throw the jab out there just to be throwing the jab out there. The jab has a job to do. It's a multi tool purpose. And I can use it for different things. I could stick the jab out there, push his head back in situations when I'm up against the rope if need be. He's got the height at 6 feet tall, right? And I'm also playing my part as Mario Barrio. So, um, he could switch levels with it, snap it downstairs. He can use the shovel jab, which is more like not like this, but like this on the inside, like that. Boom. And he's just Mario Barrios got to stay focused. He hands down he can beat Manny Pacquiao, this version of Manny Pacquiao right now, Mario Barrio. And I think he's gonna do it convincingly. I just think that, due to like Manny Pacquiao's name, a lot of people are thinking that Manny Pacquiao is gonna beat Mario Barrio, that he was the weakest champion to go up against. Ironically, if Manny Pacquiao was in his prime, Manny Pacquiao, like the real Manny Pacquiao, give me 30, even 34-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Shit, I'll take 34-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Put him in with Drawn Boots Ennis. See what happens. Put him in with Brian Norman Jr. See what happens. I would have put Manny Pacquiao in with any of those guys. That's just not the version of the Manny Pacquiao we're getting right now. So, that's what I wanted to ask you guys. How are you? What would you say? Salute. This is just a real scary fight, man, for me. When it comes to the legend Manny Pacquiao, man, I respect Manny Pacquiao so much for everything that he has done in the sport. Uh, I'm not protecting him as a fighter. If this is what he chooses to do, well, then, for damn it, he is Manny Pacquiao. He can do whatever the hell he wants, can he? And it shows, you know. But I'm gonna be rooting for Manny Pacquiao. 2025, 2024, and 2023 have been some amazing years in boxing. In 2025, we've seen giants fall, we've seen big upsets, we've seen a lot of big things in 2025. We even seen Jake Paul fight Mike Tyson type thing, and which more was more of a spectacle than a boxing match. But this fight right here, this is a real sanctioned WBC world title fight, and Mario Barrio is a real WBC world champion. That's the difference between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. There was no belt or legacy on that. It was just basically a spectacle. Do not get that confused with what's about to take place in this fight right here with Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrio. This is the real deal. I you know I respect both men. May the best man win. I like Mario Barrio as a fighter. I'm a fan of Mario Barrio as well, but that's, I guess you can't really take much from that because I'm a fan of every single boxer in boxing. I love all the fighters. I respect any man or woman that has the heart and the courage to lace it up and go out there and take the chance of getting knocked out in front of their friends and family, and be have freaking memes everywhere. It takes a lot of you know short memory if that was to happen, and stay away from that and pursue your dreams. And being a boxer is not easy. Being in the spotlight when you do, or if you ever get to that pinnacle where the cameras are flashing and they're asking you questions, and they're asking you political questions, and what do you think about abortion or something, and like you're a boxer and you're like, what the hell what you mean? What do I think about abortion? Like, like they want the boxer to save the world with a very with a one liner, a sentence and shit, and correct everything that's wrong in the universe. So for some of these athletes, and sometimes some of these boxers don't sign on for this shit, and but it's there. So being a boxer is much much more. And quickly, as you start to come up in the sport, that you start to realize that if you're fortunate enough, and wealth, fame, where you were blessed with, and you were able to accomplish that you start to see you separate yourself from men, and now you're starting to fight the very thing that got you there. You're starting to change. Your ego is getting bigger. You're starting to be more flamboyant, more outspoken, a little, you know, money, they say, allows you to become the asshole you truly were meant to be. The reason why a lot of people don't speak freely is because they don't have the money to back it up. As soon as they get rich and they don't need the help of anybody else, the reason why is that they don't speak up is because they know in the back of their mind, I'm going to need you one day. But once you're a millionaire, you don't need nobody. You see the arrogance and the that real person show up. So uh, a lot of these fighters have uh these kind of roadblocks that exist in these sports, and unfortunately sometimes some of these fighters, their heads can get like that, right? you know uh but I just talked about this fight in particular. I'll probably go on later tonight, depending how you guys respond in the chats and stuff. Just remember to let's get these likes up, guys. Come on, man. We need 10 likes. I need 5 more subscribers to get to like 3,500 and shit. So come on, man. We need 5 more subscribers. Can we get 5 more subscribers? Please hit that like. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and interact with the side chat. Uh, and I just talked about this one in particular. I didn't really want to go around. I might hop on the Boxing Voice for a little while, talk with the guys over there. Um, I know Ness is on. He just sent me a text, so I was gonna go over there and hop on and talk to him for a little while. So if you guys want to see me still, I'll probably in a couple of minutes. I'm gonna take a break and then probably hop on there and have some guys to talk to in boxing. And it's always good to keep the steel sharp and steel. And I'm only there to talk boxing. Anybody else, political lives or views, please I look past that. Support me. You know what I mean? Support me. I'm trying to get to that next pinnacle, in this boxing world. So listen, fight fans, listen, I will probably be coming on around one sports talk. Think about what you guys want to talk about. I made a safe platform here at Round One Sports Talk. Later on, I'm going live on my other feed, and anyone can join. You can still join like this. It'll be like long version, but I'm gonna go on later, and we could talk. We could talk, and also I'm gonna turn on the Discord. I'm gonna start having people call in on Discord, and you can call in on the Discord, and we can discuss. and I respect everybody's opinions. You know, uh, I respect everybody's opinion, so I made a safe platform. You don't have to come here and feel like you always got to debate. You can come here and share something. And if you want to debate, you want to get down with it, you know what I'm saying? I'm with it too. If you want to talk and have a conversation, I'm with that too. Either way, either way. But as long as we're talking boxing and not nonsense, you know, and I would always love to have those kind of conversations. So, fight fans, listen, do me a favor, hit the like button here. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And like always, I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. You guys have been amazing. I'm your host, Edwin. Love yourselves. I'll see you guys later on. Peace.